Okay, the next thing that we need to learn is, what do you play when you actually start saying, you know, there's a place in the world for the angry young man, etc., etc. Well, this is where it gets a little tricky. Billy Joel doesn't actually play the piano during that part. If you notice, that's when he likes to, like, grab the microphone and flail his arms around while he's sitting in his piano stool and kind of be a ham. So what I've had to do is, I'm going to teach you what I play if I'm playing through it by myself as a piano vocal, because I've had to approximate what's going on, what the sound that's being created by the drums, the bass, and the guitar, which is what's actually playing during that time. So what I think actually works the best is a similar thing to what's going on in Scenes from an Italian Restaurant during the Brenda and Eddie section, which is kind of an alternation between octaves in the left and a chord in your right hand, and it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. So on the down beats you're playing octaves in the left hand, on the off beats you're playing a chord in the right hand. 1. And it comes off like this. There's a place in the world for the angry young man with his working class ties and his radical plans. Refuses to bend, he refuses to crawl. He's always at home with his back to the wall. He's proud of the smiles when the battles are lost. He's strong the blades as he hangs on his cross, and he likes to be known as the angry young man. Okay, so that's what I'm going to teach you, because I don't have anything better to teach you. It's what I've come up with. If you have a problem with that, go see Billy. And ask him, why didn't you play a piano part? Okay. So, it starts out on a G chord. And I play it in this inversion. I play B, D, and G. Middle C is here, so I play the B below that. B, D, G. And I play octave Gs down here, a couple octaves below. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then it goes to one measure of a D chord, which I play here, A, D, and F sharp. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it goes to an A minor 7, and I play the A's here, and I play basically a C major chord, C, E, G. Then back to the same place on the D chord, A, D, and F sharp. So watch that little phrase so far. Then it's back to G, and it basically does the exact same thing. G, D, A minor 7, D. So you play through that deal twice. Then it goes to an F over an A. So I play the F chord A, C, F like this. And you have an A bass. And it's 1, 2. Then it moves up to a G over B. So B in the bass, and you have B, D, G in the right hand. So 1 on F, it's 1, 2, then G, 3, 4, then a C chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, which is C, E, and G. Then it goes to a G over B bass, which I play B, D, G, and a B in the bass, B. Then it goes to an A over C sharp, so C sharp in the bass, then C sharp, E, and A in the right hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then a D chord, which I play D, F sharp, A, and D in the bass. Then it goes back down to G, which I play in the original position, the B, D, G. G, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it goes to a D chord, A, D, and F sharp, 1, 2. And there's just sort of a measure of 2, 4 there. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and then from there it goes to. Then ba, ba, ba. Okay, so watch this again. I'm going to play it all the way through. I'm going to call out the chord names as we play them, but I'm not going to go through note by note anymore. So we start out, and it's G, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4, A minor 7, 3, D, 2, 3, G, 2, 3, 4, D, 3, A minor 7, D, F over A, G over B, C, G over B, A over F, A over C sharp, D, G, D, then ba, ba. So again, G, D, A minor 7, D, G, D, A minor 7, D, F over A, G over B, C, G over B, A over C sharp, D, G, D, then ba, ba. Okay? One time, and I won't say the chords anymore, a little bit slower, and then I'll do it at full tempo. Okay? At full speed, it comes off like this. So you've come out of the deal, you're going ba, 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 ba. Then you go. Okay, so there you go. That's my approximation of how you make it sound like Liberty and Doug and Russell from the old days. Alright, I'll see you in the next section where we go over what to play during I Believe I've Passed the Age of Consciousness and Righteous Rage, that whole thing. Okay, see you there.